Hi guys! Today I made apple pie. To make this pie crust dough, combine together the flour and the salt in a bowl and stir it together. Dice together the butter before adding into the flour and lightly pinch it against the flour. You don't want to handle this too much because it gets melty very easily. What we're doing right now is sort of just like trying to rub the butter against the flour. I'm taking my iced water and pouring it into a measuring cup, measuring it to 1/4 of a cup, pouring it into the dough 1 tablespoon at a time and mixing it together until it comes together and forms this ball. It's not a perfect ball, but it's good enough. It might look a tad bit dry and undermixed, but that's okay. Wrap this up and refrigerate this or freeze it until it's firm enough to roll. You can either make a double batch of this dough or you could get pre-made graham cracker crust like I did. I just prefer the store-bought taste ones over the ones I make. Peel, chop, core your apples. I did half red, half green for taste. Arrange them into your pan. You could just do it any way you want. I kind of just wanted to make an even layer so I could get as many apples as I can in there and alternating red and green. This does look like a ton of apples, but they will shrink in the oven. To make our yummy sauce, melt together half a cup of butter into a pot. Dump in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and stir this until a paste forms. Add in the sugars, half a cup of granulated sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. You stir this until it boils. Oh, and add in your nutmeg and cinnamon powder. Stir, stir, stir. Once it boils, you can immediately pour this over our apples. Slowly pour this over the apples so it can run to the bottom. I'm adding a dash of cinnamon over it just for flavor. Take out our dough and roll it flat enough to cover our pie. You can use flour but use it sparingly. Every now and then use a spatula to lift the dough to prevent it sticking. Using the pie lid, I'm just marking where the ends are so I can know where to cut my cookie cutters. I'm just very lightly marking. You could just estimate it and it'll be fine. When I use the cookie cutters, I try to use it so it doesn't actually cut through the dough, pressing hard enough that at least the designs will show. Even if it does cut through, it'll be okay. Keep calm and just keep cutting. I felt like the center was missing something, so I very lightly used a hard cookie cutter in the center. Gently lift the edges of the dough up to check to see if it's sticking. Using a rolling pin, use it to very gently roll up your dough and roll out the dough onto your pie crust. I'm just rolling up the ends of the dough with my fingers, just manipulating it towards the pie. If you're looking for a more fancy border, by all means go for it. Lightly brush on some milk. This will give the pie some color when you bake it. And add a tablespoon of raw sugar over it, just sprinkling it around for taste and for looks. We first bake this pie at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, then we decrease it to 350 and cook it for 35 to 45 minutes. But during the baking process, when you start seeing the edges are starting to brown, cover it with foil so it doesn't burn the crust. Continue baking until the apples are soft. Gently remove the foil. Careful because it's hot and there might be juices on the pie, but that's okay. Be careful if you're planning to eat this pie super hot. You don't have to go through this fancy smashy stuff I'm doing with caramel right now, because I'm just doing this for like YouTube. But if you want the caramel recipe, I'll have it below down in the description. My pie was a bit watery, but I don't care because it was yummy. But if you want the liquids to be more thick, you could add a tablespoon of cornstarch to the sugar we cooked. And for perfectly intact pie slices, you let it cool completely and you could cut the pie and microwaving it till it's warm to eat it. Pie is super yummy with vanilla ice cream, so be sure to get some ice cream before you make this pie.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social media sites down below. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.